Another lacking, all black, don't draw attention, cause it's just not enough room in this small city. Cleaning crew is out to get you, can you dodge 50? 50-50 odds, hear the applause and the black ripping through the avenues in the parks full of guys chilling at the bar, cause mama boyfriend Ron tripping, ripping through their hearts with what he doing after dark, and mama working late and she don't know cause they don't have the heart. It's safe to say in them shoes, they dark in them. Swim the shore before the whales and the sharks get them. So many bodies in the waters, you ain't gotta swim them. You on the shoulders of the fallen, trying to outlive them.
All right, shalom, family. Shalom. It's your brother Azariah from FOG. All right, back here another Thursday. All right, first and foremost, we got to give all praise to the Heavenly Father, right? We do so in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ, right? But we know, right, that in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, the Lashawan Quadash, all right, that his real name is Yahweh Shai, all right? And his title, Christ, being Hamashiach, all right? So definitely glad that y'all here with me. We're going to get, into this lesson. I know everybody see the title. I'm definitely, again, going to get into that pretty swiftly. I ain't going to hold up a lot of your time here this evening, too, but definitely glad you tapped in, all right? If you're tapping in right now, make sure that you like the video, make sure that you share, and make sure that you subscribe, family. All right, man, I got a good lesson for y'all today. I know some people might say after I'm done, oh, Azariah, y'all did that for clickbait, Well, no, it's not clickbait, and I got something very fascinating that I want to bring out in regards to Mr. The Edomite Isaac Newton, all right? But again, like, share, and subscribe, man. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Also, make sure that Salakia family. 1 second, family. Hey, Salakia family. But as I was saying, make sure that you not only subscribe to this channel, make sure you subscribe to our brother Ashrakar's channel too. Ashrakar Fire God. Make sure that you tapped in over there too. All right, I'm going to get into some current events here in just a moment. But like I said, just wanted to make sure that everybody is like, sharing, and subscribing. It's important. We want to get this video out in the algorithm. We want it to, touch as many of our people, that it possibly can. So we want to get it out in this YouTube algorithm. And that's what we out here teaching for. We out here not teaching to just talk to ourselves, right? We out here to teach our people these laws, statutes, and commandments, and that they need to repent and come back to the Heavenly Father. All right. Why? Because the time is short, right? Our salvation is at hand, right? So it's high time for this people to wake up out of sleep. All right. If you're a brother, man, you're looking for a place to do the work, man, some brothers to do the work with, to try to wash some of that blood off your hands. We definitely, man, are looking for brothers, man, who are on fire to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Who not comfortable sitting on the couch and letting other brothers get the work done. They want to try to get their name written in that Lamb Book of Life and be a part of the elect. All right? Because we are commanded, man, to get out here, man, in the chief concourses and to teach our people, right, to show them their transgressions, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cry loud and we're going to spare not, as the prophet Isaiah said. All right? So everybody, y'all see the email at the bottom of the screen. All right, if you're interested, or you got any questions, there any Christians there you want to set up a discussion or a debate or something like that, hey, then hit the email, man, firegodclassroom@gmail. We'll definitely get back with you and definitely get something set up. All right, there, family. All right, and then you got if it's on your heart, right? If it's on your heart, because we got a lot of things we want to get accomplished through the Spirit in this. As they say, upcoming year, but we know it's not really a new year yet. But here going forward, we got a lot of stuff that we want to do. We got something major coming up here in Jacksonville that we're trying to get accomplished too. All right, so if it's on your spirit to donate, y'all guys, brothers and sisters, Akim and Akwaf, y'all see the Fire God, Fire God Camp 12, and that's our cash out. All right. All right. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get right into it. I know when I was here last week, I did get on the live with the brother Ash on Friday. I know I said I was going to try to cover some of the stuff that I actually didn't get to cover, but I'm going to cover it. I'm going to cover it right now. So let me see where I had left off. I had already talked about the president of Syria, Bashar al-Assad, what he said about those imposters over there in our land posing as us. All right. Those fakers, man. They ain't no shakers, they fakers. All right, man. All right, man. And they're going to get broken with a rod of iron. But he validated what, we've been saying in the Israelite community here for a long time, that some of them, not all of the Ashkenaz, are the Caucasian-looking people over there in the land of Israel, right? We're not saying that they're all Khazarian, but some of them, a good number of them, I'm not saying it's the majority or anything like that, but they descend from the ancient Khazarian Empire. All right. And then the rest of them, the Ashkenazi, they come from the Kalanimus family. And that was, I believe that was Dr. Michael Abrahamson who brought that out. He said that they come from the Kalanimus family, which is written about in their ancient Jewish literature. In the, man, I'm having a brain fart. What is that? In the that's the Mishnah and the oh man, but it's the ancient writings from their Jewish seers. All right, and it talks about the Kalanimus family, how they were converts. All right. In the Talmud, there we go. All praise to the Most High, right? In the Talmud, which is broken up into two parts. One part is the Mishnah. I forget what the other part is called. All right. But in those writings, it talks about the Kalanimus family. It is spelled in a couple of different ways, but it all is just transliteration. It all goes back to the same name. And they were converts from Italy. And that's where he said that this Michael Abrahamson, Dr. Michael Abrahamson, right? This is a small hat, right? He says that's where it bottlenecks. That's where you can trace them. They can trace their heritage back, and that these men, they went over there and they practiced endogamy, which means that they only slept with so-called white women. All right, that's what he said. But I talked about what the president of Bashar al-Assad said. He brought it out, man. He dropped them bombs, man. He dropped the bombs on the Holly, right? I can't say it, because I don't want to get the channel banned, and then your brother won't be able to come, and bring this word to you. But he talked about that. He talked about what about the 25 million Russians who were killed in that war, right? They make it seem like only the small hats were persecuted and done bad in that conflict, and that's not the case. But like I said, I covered that last Thursday. All right. I know I said the last thing I said is because I saw the article that a robot, right? A robot attacked a worker at a Tesla plant. These people are gonna get what they asked for, man. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Pull up an article on that real swift, like family. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Tesla. Let's see. Let me see. I'm gonna try to pull up an article about it. Let me see. I could have swore. 1 second, family. And I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna show this. I found something, but let me share my screen here in a second. I was trying to do something else because I'm gonna go through Google. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. Let me get the news on this. All right. So, all right, let me share my screen. We're gonna read a little bit up on this, right? The robot that attacked the worker at the Tesla plant, man. Let me share my screen. There we go. All right, so y'all see it, right? It says Tesla robot goes haywire on engineer in Texas factory, trail of blood. The robot dug its claws into the engineer's back and arm, leaving a trail of blood behind him. Goodness gracious. See? Right? Resemble futuristic Tesla pickup truck unveiled in 2019. That's what that picture is. All right, let me make this a little bit bigger. All right, there we go. There we go. So let's read a little bit. This just says a Tesla engineer was reportedly a victim of a bloody attack by a robot at a factory near Austin, Texas. So this was in the United States. I like how they describe it. A bloody attack by a robot. This actually reminds me of, I think it's like it's not in any of the Matrix movies. It's like one of the comic books or little small, like little animated things that they did that attached to the movie The Matrix. And when they created AI, artificial intelligence, one of the main factors was a robot, I believe, attacked its owner in that movie or cartoon, but like I said, it's connected to the movies. But he attacked its owner, and they put it on trial or something like that, and that's what ended up sparking the war between humans and machines in that movie. That franchise, right? But it says recent reports reveal, and for say that's like art imitating life, or vice versa, so to speak. All right, but they show you in a lot of these movies, you know, they allude to things they want to do, things they have done, or certain realities, certain truths. All right, you just gotta pay attention, man, and look at it through a spiritual lens. All right. It says recent reports revealed a 2021 injury report that claimed a robot designed to remove aluminum car parts pinned the engineer against the surface and dug his metal claws into his back and arm. Now, see, why would the robot just do that? I mean, that's what I don't even understand. Right? It says that this happened in 2021, right? So we're just now hearing about it. Wonder why, right? But recent report revealed that in 2021, an injury report that claimed the robot designed to remove aluminum car parts. So all it does is remove aluminum car parts. How to end up pinning the engineer, right, against the surface and dug his claws into his back and arms, according to the witness who spoke to the information in a story published last month. All right. Let's see. After another worker hit the emergency stop button, the engineer maneuvered his way out of the robot's grasp, falling a couple of feet down a chute designed to collect scrap aluminum and leaving a trail of blood behind him. One of the witnesses told the information. All right, so we see what happened. This robot attacked him. The attack reportedly occurred while the engineer was programming the software for two disabled Tesla robots nearby. So, Lucky, I read that all wrong. Again, I'm going to read it again. It says the attack reportedly occurred while the engineer was programming software for two disabled Tesla robots nearby. That's kind of interesting that there were two robots nearby and he was working on them. And it's like It doesn't say what he was doing to him. He said they were disabled though. Is this robot sentient? Was it self-aware to understand that the robots near it were disabled, and maybe he was going to do something that it deemed was harmful to its fellow robots? I don't know, man. I don't know, but I found this story fascinating. Let's read a little bit more. In 2022, the Tesla Texas Gigafactory was subject to a federal investigation for failing to pay workers holiday overtime and other earned wages. Wow, that's what they get. Staff attorney Hannah Alexandra of the Workers Defense Project told a local news outlet the unpaid wages range from $1,000 to tens of thousands of dollars. All right, but that's besides the point. Back to what I was saying. I'm not going to read it anymore. I'm going to get too deep into this. But I thought the story was fascinating, with this robot, this robot attacking, man. It's like iRobot in the daggone Matrix, man. So it says that the man, he was working on two disabled robots, and then the other robot attacked him. It snuck him because it said it dug his claws in his back. All right. So we're gonna just continue to watch this. I just wanted to report on that, make y'all aware, man. Esau, man, he likes to dabble in. Every time when we seen them talk about artificial intelligence robots, they seem to always turn on their creators in these movies, vis-a-vis Terminator, Matrix, all of the basically any movie about artificial intelligence. So, hey, maybe they know, but they still going to do it because, like the Bible, I can tell you in Habakkuk, like, see, this devil, he can't be satisfied, right? Nothing is never going to be good enough for him. All right, Con, hold on 1 second, family. Salakia family, I have to run and go get my water bottle. Salakia there, family. Salakia. But so that was it on that. Next, I want to talk about China and Xi Jinping, however the hell you say his name, Xi Jinping, right? He said in his New Year's speech, let me see if I can pull up something on that real quick. Let's see if I can pull up something on that. But he said basically in his speech, in the so-called New Year speech or whatever, I don't even think it's the Chinese New Year, but like on this so-called American New Year's Day, he had a threat for Taiwan. He said that they will be reunified with China. All right, let me see if I can pull up an article on that real quick. This was just days ago. President, let's see. All right, I think I'm gonna go with. I got a couple of different articles to pick from. I think I'm gonna go with ABC News. All right, fair use too, man. If I didn't mention, look, man, fair use too. If I didn't mention it, all right. This is the Telegram. I said I was gonna go with ABC News though. I'm going to go to ABC News. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'll read this. I'm going to share my screen so everybody can see, fam. Share my screen. See what China talking about. Man, right? Whoa, man. World War III, man. It's on the way, man. We pray, man. We hope and pray that it crack off this year, right? And if you in this truth, man, you want to be part of this hopeful elect, that's what you should be praying for and hasten to, right? That World War III go ahead and break out, that these major players go ahead and get into it, man. I love to hear stuff like this, man. I love it, man. And if if you really want to see the kingdom, right, and the rising of Israel, when we say Kwam Yasharallah means rise Israel, if you really want to see that, then you want to see these world events pop off, right? That's what we want to see. Let me share my screen, man. We're going to read a little bit on this, all right? Lord willing, everybody can see it good. And again, man, look, man, like, share, and subscribe. If you could, please, all right? Like, share, and subscribe. All right. If you could, if you're watching live right now, man, and I'm talking good, just hit the like button. All right. And also, man, when I'm talking good, man, drop some fire emojis in the chat for me too. All right, man. Y'all be active in this chat. I would love for the family to be more active in the chat, because that helps get it out in the algorithm too. All right. So I'm not just asking for no reason. All right. But let's read what this says right here. It says China reaffirms its military threat against Taiwan weeks before the island's election. Right. So Taiwan is getting ready to have their elections. All right. And we see that getting ready to pop off. Right. And but China not playing. Right. It says weeks before Taiwan holds elections for its presidential and legislature, China has renewed its threat to use military force to annex the self-governed island democracy in its democracy it claims as its own territory, which they are the same people. In reality, Taiwan was a part of China, right? I mean, and look, the Babylon America really got some nerve to say anything to China about anything. All right. Why is that? Because this is stolen land. All of America is stolen from the natives. All right. From the tribe of Gad and the tribe of Reuben. All right. Our northern kingdom brethren and sisters. All right. And not only that, they straight up stole Hawaii too. Annexed it from the Japhites, right? From the Polynesians. They got something to say, right? It says weeks before Taiwan holds elections for its president and legislature, China renewed its threats to use military force to annex a self-governed island democracy it claims as its own territory. Defense Minister spokesman Colin Wee Kwan told reporters Thursday at a monthly briefing that China's armed forces would as always take all necessary measures to firmly safeguard our national sovereignty and territorial integrity. See, that's the key word. Their sovereignty and national integrity. And they don't care. They don't care what nobody say. They're going to get Taiwan. And ain't going to be nothing America can do about it. All right? By the way, the BRICS, which China is a part of, you can read about the BRICS in Zechariah chapter 1. I think China got either the second or the third largest army. It might be the first. I have to look it up, right? But it's in the top 3, right? All right. And they're not playing, man. They said they're going to annex Taiwan, and we've been talking about this. It's going to happen. All right. It says Taiwan's 23 million people overwhelmingly favor maintaining the island's de facto independent status, leaving the January 13th poll to be decided largely by concerns over housing prices, healthcare, employment, and education. China has continued sending warships and fighter jets near Taiwan as an intimidation tactic. That's according to whoever's writing this report. Even as Taiwan's military said it's raising alert levels before the vote. Right, so it's heating up now. Right, it's heating up right now. All praises to the Most High. It says the ruling party's candidate William Lai holds a lead in most surveys, while the main opposition Nationalist Party candidate Hu Yu Yai has sought to appeal to voters who fear a military conflict with China that could draw in the United States and lead to massive disruptions in the global economy, right? And see the point, what it'll do. See, and this is what we want, right? We know that if China invades Taiwan, right, that's going to what? Draw in the United States of America, and that's what we want. That's what we want. They'll be drawn in here in the Pacific with China. They already got problems with Israel, Iran, Russia, and Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we want to see more of that. And like I mentioned, I think it's 32 active war zones, throughout the whole world. All right, but we're talking about the major play. These things are starting to heat up in a major way, and we want to continue. We want to continue to see that happen. All right. So we're gonna continue to report on it. All right. It says whose campaign literature distributed Thursday and Tupi affirmed his opposition to Taiwan's independence and concurrence with Beijing's view of Taiwan as part of China. All right. Yeah, so that's how China views Taiwan as part of their country, as they should, right? Let me see. I don't want to read all of this. I'm gonna read some of this right here real quick. Salakia. Let me see. It says, long a melting pot of Asia and European cultures, Taiwan was a Japanese colony for 50 years until 1945, when it was handed over to Chiang Kai-shek Chinese nationalist government. The nationalists, also known as however you say that, then relocated to the island in 1948 after the Communist Party under Mao Zedong emerged victorious from a brutal conflict on the Chinese mainland in which millions were killed. Right. Okay. So during Thursday's news conference, we repeated accusations that the U.S. was prompting Taiwan into deliberately raising tensions with China. Beijing has provided no evidence, allegedly, but the claim meshes with China's posing itself as an unofficial ally of Russia in opposing the long predominant Western liberal order in favor of authoritarian rule, allegedly, right? But we know that Russia and China are official. They say unofficially allies, but they're officially allies. They're in the BRICS together, all right? But so we see what's going on there. The tensions are rising with China and Taiwan, which could also draw America into it. All right, so we definitely gonna continue to look at that. All right, continue to look at that. Oh, I gotta get moving, man. The time be moving so fast. I got about 15 minutes. I gotta hurry up. All right. All right. Next, I want to talk about the Hamas leader assassinated. I'm not gonna pull up an article. I don't got time to read a lot of that. But a few days ago, a senior Hamas leader was assassinated in Lebanon. Which got the Hezbollah, they're out of Lebanon, they're a proxy of Iran, got them all riled up. They said that they're going to go tat for tat with Israel. I may bring out some more information on that next week. All right, but that conflict is still heating up. The small hats, they've been taking significant losses. I know I reported on that last week, but they have flattened Gaza, and it definitely is a genocide and a humanitarian crisis. All right. And they said it. I'm going to try to find, when I come back and report on this again, they said that they were going to kill all of the Hamas leaders. And all of the Hamas leaders, they don't live in Gaza and Palestine. I mean, they live in different places. And they've already begun to do what they said. I mean, they assassinated this man in Lebanon. All right. So that definitely is going to cause for a response from the Hezbollah. All right. And the Hezbollah, if you don't know, again, that's in Lebanon. That is a proxy, as they say, of Iran, which means they have pledged their allegiance to the Ayatollah or the supreme leader there in Iran. All right, family. All right. So also India and Russia weapons deal, right? India and Russia, they just entered into a new weapons deal. I was reading a little bit on that earlier. I'm not going to get too much into it. I really don't have time to pull up the article on that either. All right, because I definitely want to make sure I get into this other stuff, which is the lesson topic. But I wanted to cover these things, and if y'all want, definitely look into these things on your own time to get more information, get more informed. But I am going to come back and give more information. Yeah, but India and Russia, again, these two BRICS nations, which the BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, and China. Right, I've been talking about most of the BRIC nations here in this lesson. Right, Russia. I've talked about China. And Russia, speaking of Russia, right? Speaking of Russia in the Midgard, right? They said that they've accomplished all of their military objectives. I think they killed like 500,000 Ukrainians. They completely crushed them. They're basically saying that the war is over. America, I know last time the president of the Ukraine was in America, he was they did promise him some aid. They said that I think it was like 250 million, but that's a drop in the bucket compared to what they really need, to be honest. Why? Because they're getting crushed. All right, they've completely gotten crushed. All right, no matter what the Western media reports, Russia has completely demolished and killed like almost 500,000 of these Ukrainians. All right, their counteroffensive that they were so high on that they said was going to work, that shit got snuffed out. All right, and old Pooh Shiesty Vladimir, he ain't playing, man. He not playing, man. He said they accomplished all their goals. All right, and they said if NATO wants some smoke, right, and part of their goal was to stop the advance of NATO westward, which they basically have stopped. All right. So also again, like I said, India and Russia, they entered into that weapons deal. And then finally, before I get into the main topic, Iran has deployed warships to the Red Sea because of all of that tension with the Houthis. The Houthis are out of Yemen, again, another proxy of Iran, right? They've been hijacking ships in the Red Sea, taking them over and things like that. They also been firing rockets at Israel, been sending drones. You know, they in the fight, man. They said they want to send troops too. That's what they said, man. Like I said, man, Lord willing, when I come back next Thursday, I'm gonna have a more detailed report at the beginning of my lesson on the Hamas-Israel war and everything that's going on in the so-called Middle East, right? But Russia, again, because America just killed 10 Houthi soldiers, and Iran didn't like that. So they retaliated by sending warships to the Red Sea to help the Houthis out. Yemen is a border country on the Red Sea. All right, and that Red Sea is important because all of the merchandise, all of that stuff, it flows in and out the Red Sea. It is a major shipping port. All right, and seaway that these ships travel through. All right. So that's very important. So y'all look into that too. All right. Because that's going to be important as that continues to heat up. And again, we praying that it continues to heat up. All right. Because we know that Esau, man, he the end of the world, man. And Jacob is the beginning that followeth. All right. Jacob is the beginning that followeth. Before I get into this lesson too, like, share, and subscribe. All right. Like, share, and subscribe. Will you please? All right. All right. Hit that like button. It don't take nothing to hit that like button. All right. So everybody see the title of the lesson, right? Hey, I'm sorry, family Salaki. Just give me one. I will be right back. Khan family, Salakia, I'm back. But all right, now we're gonna go ahead and get into it, right? So everybody see, did Isaac Newton prophesize about Israelites waking up in America? Did he? Right? Is that something that Isaac Newton prophesies? Isaac Newton was a very intellectual man, as most of us know, alleged creator and inventor and things like that. But he also had a lot of writings. From what I found, he was obsessed with the scriptures too. Obsessed not just with the regular stuff in the Bible. He was obsessed with the prophecies in the Bible, right? From what I can understand about this man. And there are things, statements attributed to him, right, that would lend credence, right, to the fact that he may have said these things. I don't know if anybody who's watching right now or maybe watching later have seen these statements. You may have, you may not have. I'm definitely going to shed a little bit of light on it. All right. And we're going to talk about, is the statement true? Well, the statement has, whether we're going to go on, I'm going to reveal what I found about it, but whether the statement be true or not, you know what I'm saying? There is a biblical precedent for it. And we're going to get into that too. All right. All right, and there are the scriptures that talk about the children of Israel losing their identity, right, and them having to come back to the knowledge of themselves in the latter time, right? Multiple scriptures are on that throughout, as they say, throughout the good book, right? All right, this blessed through our blessed beloved text, right? So we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna pull up the statement attributed to Mr. as they say, Sir Isaac Newton. All right, I'm gonna pull that up here in just a moment. All right. Matter of fact, I got to go ahead and let me hurry up. I've been lollygagging a little bit, man. I need to tighten up and be done here in about the next 10 to 15 minutes. All right, family. Right. So let me share my screen. Let me pull up. These are the, I'm going to pull up right now. These are the statements attributed to Isaac Newton. So let's take a look at what the statement attributed to him, what he was alleged to have said. Here we go. Here we go, Lord. We're going to make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, a little bit bigger, right? So this is the quote. All right, this is the quote, right? Right, you see they got the quotation mark as though it says Isaac Newton. Quote, it's Isaac Newton's quote, right? He said it. Right, and this is Sir, as they say, Sir Isaac Newton. He lived from 1642 to 1747, right? And this is a quote that's attributed to him. Allegedly, these are one of his quotes, right? It says, about the time of the end, right? A body of men will be raised up, right? Right. So about the time of the end, right? What that made me think of real quick. I'm gonna go to a precept too. I think that's Daniel 12. Daniel 12, right? Right. So here we go. Right. Daniel, this made me think of this precept right here, Daniel 12:4. It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Right? Even until the time of the end. Hold on, let me share my screen so y'all can see that. Slock it, family. Right, so y'all can see the precept, right? Get this edification, right? Right, it says, but thou, or Daniel, shut up the words, right, and seal the book, even until the time of the end be. Right? When does the end start? Right? Watch this. Let's go to Hebrews, right? This is how we know that we're in the last days or the end. Right? Let's go to Hebrews chapter 1, right? Watch this, right? So Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1, it says, God, who in the Most High Yahweh, who in sundry are ancient times, right? And in diverse, which are many different manners, spoke in times past unto the fathers by the prophets, have in these last days, see that? In time, last days, same thing, right? Spoken to us by his son, who have appointed heirs of all things, and by whom the world was made. Let me look at this in another translation real quick. All right. Right. So this is the NLT, right? It says, long ago, God spoke many times and in many ways to our ancestors through the prophets. Notice this is Hebrews, right? This is a cut. This is in Hebrews 1 and 2. So this is who this is addressed to, right? Right. For anybody to try to say this written to everybody, know this is definitely written to the Hebrews. Why? Because it says long ago Yahweh spoke many times and in many different ways to our ancestors. In the KJV, it says the prophets, right, to our forefathers, right? But our ancestors through the prophets. As everybody go back, ancestors are the prophets? No, only the children of Israel, right? And now in these final days, right? I like how this rendered too. In these final days, right? So let's go back to Isaac Newton's statement, right? Let's go back to Mr. Isaac Newton's statements, right? We then draw a parallel with the precept, right? So he said about the time of the end, right? As we was just reading, man, in the last days or in the end times, knowledge will be increased, right? When did the end times start? Upon the arrival of Yahweh Shah, as we just read in Hebrews 1, that signified the beginning of the end, so to speak, right? It says, in these last days, right, has spoken to us by whom? His son, Yahweh Shah, Mashiach. Yahweh Shah is on the scene. That's when those last days started, all right? Mm-hmm. So, all right, he said, a body of men will be raised up, right? Whoo! Will be raised up and will turn their attention to the prophecies, right? 1 second, family. Got to take this. Your family, Salakia. Right. But it says that a body of men will be raised up and will turn their attention to the prophecies, right? Watch this. I got a couple of precepts. Let's go to Genesis. Genesis chapter 49. I got a couple of precepts I want to get. One second, family. Salakia, fam. Salakia. Let me get this, as I said, let me get this precept, right? Read it again, right? It says that a body of men will be raised up and will turn their attention to the prophecies, right? All right. I'm going to go to Genesis chapter 49. I'm going to get it in the KJV. I may read it in the alternate translation too. All right. I may read it in the alternate translation too. Hold on. Let me just. Menu. Is that what I want? Menu. No. I forgot how to switch it to where it just pulls up for that verse, all of them. But we ain't going to worry about that. Let me share my screen so I can bring this out real quick. Let's go to the KJV, Salakia fam. Here we go. Here's the precept. All right. So this Genesis chapter 49, it says, and he was saying under quotes that are alleged to have been uttered by Mr. Isaac Newton, right? He says that a group of men, right, will be raised up. Watch this. Let me read verse 1, right? This Genesis 49 and 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, right, gather yourselves together that I may tell you what will befall you in the last days. Whoo! Watch this. Watch this, family. Let me Genesis 49 and 49 and 9, right? I'm gonna start at 8, right? Watch what it says, right? Start at verse 8, right? It says, it says, Judah, thou whom thou brothers shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down to thee, right? That's Judah being the head tribe, right? Right? Shout out to all the Judites, right? But Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, right? It's a lion's cub from the prey, my son, right? At this point, right? Thou art gone down, right? In a lower state, right? Right? And look what the accounts that alleged to Isaac Newton, it said that they would have to be raised up. You raised up, that means you got to be in a lower state. See, thou art gone down. He stooped down, right? Right? He's gone down, right? But he stooped down. Now what is he ready? He ready to pounce at that point, right? He stooped down. He couched as a lion, right? Crouched as a lion, ready to pounce, right? But he ain't pounced, right? As an old lion, right? Who shall rouse him up, right? Because we now that old lion here in the land of our captivity, right? Who's going to rouse us up, right? The word of Yahweh is going to rouse us up, the truth of this word, all right? See that? Now let's go back. Let's get back to this statement. Back to the statement, all right? Back to the statement. All right, by Sir Isaac Newton. Here we go. All right. So we just read, it said, who will raise him up? And their attention will be raised up, who will turn their attention to the prophecies, right? And I that's any of you Bible scholars, that's in Apocrypha. I got my Apocrypha right here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think that's in Sirach, if I'm not mistaken, that you're supposed to be obsessed with the prophecy. Let me see if I can find it real quick, like. If anybody who watching live know the precept I'm thinking of, man, drop that thing in the chat real quick, man. We got some real Bible thumpers watching right now, Lord willing. All right. Oh, man, I can't remember exactly where it's at. I can't remember exactly where it's at. I was going to try to see if I could just find it right quick for you, fam. But basically the sentiment is that you should be obsessed with the prophecy, right? So, like, let me try to see if I can find it. I really want to bring this precept out because it correlates so good with it. Let's see if I can find it. I could have swore it was in Sirach, but whatever reason I can't. Let me see. One more second. I'm gonna just see if I can find it. Let me see. No, and I'm not going to keep looking for it, family. But the point of the matter is that you know that you should be obsessed with the prophecies, man. And you should be meditating and thinking about that. All right, right. And he said, and he goes on to say, and they'll insist upon their literal interpretation in the midst of much clamor and much opposition. Right? What do we say? We say we go by what the books say, right? That we're just going totally off what the scriptures say, right? Thy word is truth, right? St. John 17:17, right? And we're going with the literal interpretation of what the books say, right? We're not going to be turned to prophecies, man. These to the fantasies, man. Be turned to a fairy tale, right? See, watch this. This is let me get this in 2 Timothy real quick, right? 2 Timothy. I think it's 2 Tim chapter 4. Right, here we go. Right. Let me share my screen real quick. Watch this, fam. Another one. Right. This 2 Timothy chapter 4, start at verse 1. It says, I charge you therefore before Yahweh and the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who will judge the quick and dead at his appearing in his kingdom. It says what? Preach the word, right? Be instant, right? Be consistent, right? In season when it's convenient, out of season. Rebuke, reprove with all long suffering and doctrine, right? Right? For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, right? See, that's at the time we're in. They don't want sound doctrine, but we're coming. We want the literal interpretation of the Bible, right? See, because these people go, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and be turned to fables, right? That's not what we're going to do, man. Right? We're going to fight the good fight, right? Watch this. It says, and they will turn away their ears from the truth and be turned to tables. But watch thou all these things. We got to endure the affliction, do the work of evangelists, and make full proof of the ministry, being a good servant. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. Paul's getting ready to die. I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. All right? Because that's what we're going to do, right? We're going to fight the good fight, man, and we're going to give the literal interpretation of what he said. We're going to try to turn you people from these teachers having these itching ears, right? We want to turn you to the truth, all right? That's literally what we're trying to do, right? But back to this statement of Sir Isaac Newton. Now I'm going to get to the point. Is there any validity in the statement that Isaac Newton actually said it? I haven't found any evidence that Isaac Newton ever said it. But that doesn't matter because the Bible said it. And we just read a few precepts that proves it, right? right? Not only that, we were going to have to be woken up in the last days, you know what I'm saying? But that knowledge was going to be increased. I proved that we're currently in the last days, right? And let's prove, I'm going to also prove what the Bible said, that we were going to lose our identity and we're going to come back into this truth, right? Let's get Jeremiah, right? Real quick, Jeremiah 17. Real quick, barbecue shop. Real quick, family, because I got to finish up. Let me share my screen real quick. Oh man, I already had it up. Salakia, family. I already had it up. Here we go. Jeremiah 17:4. And thou thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage, right? The land, the culture, all that I gave thee, and will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For you have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. See that? We're going to discontinue from their heritage, right? Let's get another one, right? Real quick, right? Real swift like, right? Deuteronomy chapter 30, right? It says, watch this. It says, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curses which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among the nations, whether the Lord thy God have driven thee, right? So they were not going to be in their land, right? Right? They were going to have to come back to their heritage, right? And shall return. See, they got to return, right? And that's what basically the same sentiment. They will be raised up and they're going to turn their attention, right? That's us returning to these scriptures, right? And again, like I said, there's no validity, no proof that Isaac Newton ever said any of this, all right? Making that 100% clear, right? Right? But it shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee. See that? This is proof that we were going to lose our identity and that we weren't going to be in our homeland. So who are those people over there in the land of Israel pretending to be us, right? They don't care about the interpretation of the Bible, right? Of the scriptures or the Torah. They don't even keep Torah, right? Well over 90% of those small hats over there are secular. All right, one more precept, and then we're going to go ahead and close it out. We've been going for about an hour. Family, went a little bit longer than I thought, but man, it's all good. I definitely wanted to make sure that I brought this out. I got one more thing that one more precept that I want to share. Let me share my screen, Salakia. I want to get this right here. All right, this is Baruch chapter 2. All right, and I'm going to start at verse 28. It says, and thou speakest by the servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law, right? Kind of what we was reading in Deuteronomy chapter 30, before the children of Israel, saying, right? If thou wilt not hear the voice of the Lord, this is Deuteronomy 28, this is referring to, surely a very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I have scattered thee. That's what he said. We just read again that in Deuteronomy chapter 30. Watch this though. Right? It says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. Niggas. Right? Right? But in the land of their captivity, right, they shall remember themselves. Right? See that? They shall remember themselves. Right? And this quote attributed to Isaac Newton says that a body of men will be raised up who will turn their attention to the prophecy and insist on literal interpretation in the midst of much clamor and oppression. All right? In the land of our captivity, where we're still currently oppressed, where they hold the children of Israel fast and won't let us go. One more precept for the road, right? One more precept for the road, right? For the northern and southern kingdom being oppressed together, right? Let me get Jeremiah, I believe it's chapter 50. Jeremiah 50 and 33, right? It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast and refused to let them go. That's currently where we're at. And that's why we're demanding this literal interpretation of the scripture, right? Whether Isaac Newton, which is, again, no proof that he said it, whether he said it or not, it don't matter because it's in the good book, right? Under much clamor and opposition, right? They hate the Israelites, right? Go check out the brother Ashrakar, his last video on the small hat, right? And Berean TV. Look at the things that he was saying, right? Now, I'm not saying that Berean and them agreeing with him, but the vitriol, the way they come at us, they don't have that same outrage for the small hats, right? Which they should, because they basically they say some of the same things that we say. All right. Okay. But it says that the children of Israel and the children of Judah, the northern and southern kingdom, they were going to be oppressed together. And we read in Genesis, man, that in these last days that we were going to have to be roused up. So again, there's no proof at all that Isaac Newton said those things. But I still thought that the quote was the alleged quote was very fascinating. So I wanted to bring it out and just show, regardless of whether he said it or not, that's what the Bible says, that in the last days, knowledge was going to be increased, right? And that we were going to wake up and come back to our law, statutes, and heritage in the land of our captivity, in a place where our oppressors holding us fast and they refuse to let us go. All right. And with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody tapping in, man. It's your brother, Captain Azariah, FOG. I'm glad you all tapped in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the FOG Jackson, to the brother Ashrakar FOG. I'll be back next Thursday with another lesson. And again, I am going to be starting a Tuesday class here in the near future, so y'all be on the lookout for that, family, too. All right. With that being said, again, I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And we do so, right, in the name of his only begotten son, again, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. Until the next time, I'm going to say peace and blessings and shalom, family.
King Corn beats be killing shit. We was powers on this earth once, and we was all about the mirth once. Idol worship, murder like the first of the month. Hit a nigga with the bick like you need a light. That's what you do when you on fourth, or else you got a punt. But we ain't needed when we cry for Egypt's flesh, nah. So it's Egypt that we got, and we hella mad. These crackers soaring off our shoulders like some helipads. They see our